You can see it when you see me, but you gotta believe me. Ain't nothing coming easy my way.
Oh, suki now. You can see when you see me, but you better believe me. Ain't nothing coming easy my way. You know I can work for this. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. I know my dogs are watching. And if you ain't, I know you will be. And if you're watching and you ain't my dog yet, I know you will be. Listen, I've been doing this every other day thing for about 2 weeks now. And, I could have came out and just made one post or presentation or live broadcast to try to get all the information out to you guys all at once. But I have a lot to learn about how this stuff works if I'm going to do a good job for you. So I thought every other day would give me a chance to try different things along the way and feel out, and also give everybody a different chances to jump in when they can. I know you can't be here live all the time, and I appreciate those of you that have gone back through and watched it, watched the broadcast after it's finished in the rerun version. That's why I always start off saying, if you're not watching, I know you will be. So please, guys, when you're on here, by all means, comment, and I promise you I'll be following up with those comments after the broadcast is over. And then if you're watching it during rerun, also please let me know in there, because I'm coming back through and I'm checking out these comments and I'm trying to connect with you guys. So I admit that at this point, over this every other day thing that I've been doing, that I haven't been in real good engagement with you as the audience, especially during the broadcast. But believe me, it is, as this podcast launches, which, by the way, it is 1 week from tomorrow, is the launch of the Get Busy Living podcast. When the podcast launches, then we're going to have, kind of a flow every day of what we're going to go through and make sure that, the important stuff is getting mentioned. And then the things that is the real valuable stuff that we're going to bring to you, such as the destination information as far as where we've been, where we're going, and where we're at. And then also as far as, the real essence of the podcast. Like, why is it called the Get Busy Living podcast? And why am I doing this once a month? What's the significance behind that? And why does it have to be a travel? Why can't I just staycation? These types of questions are going to get answered over time, not just by me, not just by my wonderful co-host, but also by the guests that we're going to be having on the podcast. So, like I said, this every other day thing has been a way for me to try out different locations, try out different versions, try out different tech approaches. The music thing has been something that I've had to work on. And, these things are all a means to an end where I'll be able to come at you guys once a week with real, valuable, worthwhile information, and in an environment where you'll be able to interact with me, and I won't be a one-man show where I'll be forced to be on camera, as well as trying to do this look down here at the comment section stuff. So that's one of the reasons that I thought it was very important that I found somebody else that could do this thing with me, and so that we kind of tag team it out to bring the highest quality of a production that we can to you. This is not my profession, but it might become that. It all depends on really how much success we as a community have. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what the Get Busy Living project is, for those of you that don't know what the community is, just let me say that I was fortunate enough a few years ago to suffer an accident that put my life in jeopardy, and then to witness my friendships at their best. The amount of human kindness that was a result of this accident is immeasurable. People from all around the world chipped in to a fundraiser that eventually paid for my hospital bills and saved my life. I was literally going to die. In fact, I did die a couple times, and thankfully, one of my favorites was in the room with me and resuscitated me. But with that life saving, basically, at the time, when I was in my most vulnerable moment, I did a live broadcast, or I didn't do it. Actually, the people that were in the emergency room with me did it, and they asked me if I had a message that I wanted to send to the audience. And at that time, I don't remember making the video, but I don't feel any differently than I imagine I felt when they asked me that question. That if you chip in to save me and get me out of this jam, that I'll throw you a huge, huge party. So I am on the hook for a huge, huge party. And you know what? that's not really a big deal because you guys know I like to throw parties anyway. So we're all in this together. And the fact that you guys all chipped in to save my life is now made my life's purpose and mission to honor your efforts, make the most of it so that you guys feel like you're getting your money's worth, and repay you personally by throwing this huge, huge party. Now, I also want to be a vessel that reverberates the love that was present to save me. And so what started out to be the Help Sweed Walk Again Facebook page, which was how the team communicated when I was in a coma to raise all this money, I have now, in the state of Arizona, as of a couple weeks ago, officially organized it as a nonprofit. So what that means is it's no longer just a Facebook page. It's now a real official business. And we are going to be building this nonprofit organization out just as any other successful nonprofit builds out. We're going to have board members. We will have other administrators and other key personnel that are going to help us operate this whole thing. Okay, so the Help Sweed Walk Again organization as a nonprofit is going to be, the mission is to help 10 people in the way that I was helped. And there's some key caveats to that when we get to the podcast and I start sharing more information about really specifics, I'll cover more. But I do want to let you know I've got some good news. I've got some real good news. Guys, I've got the best news. All BS aside, look at this. Look at this. You guys know who the IRS is, right? You know what this means? This means that we are officially designated by the IRS as a nonprofit organization, which means any donations that you do, including going to thehswa.org and reserving a copy of your Life in the Year of Sweetisms book, that $25 minimum reservation amount plus anything else you throw in additional is tax deductible. So by all means, please do go get yourself a copy of the book. It costs $25 minimum. And then anything you put above that, proceeds are going to go towards the party, towards helping people walk again, and towards getting you guys on vacations with me. So to reiterate, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Swede, and I chased a monkey and got paralyzed from the chest down. And it's been almost 5 years, I could tell you the amount of days, but I'm not going to go there. It's been 4 years and 8 months and change. Actually, 9 months now that tomorrow's the 1st. So point is that 4 years and 9 months later, I have climbed out of the gutter. And with the help and support and encouragement from the Help Sweed Walk Again and the U.S. government and all the state agencies and the resources and all of the nonprofits and advocacy centers that are in place here, have been able to get onto my feet in a way where I've got a vehicle now, and I've got a school, full-time school schedule. I've got living caregivers, and everything is going very well, all thanks to the efforts of the Help Sweed Walk Again organization. So what did I do? I took that, I made it an official nonprofit, which means now if you guys want to continue to support the cause, what's going to happen is that money is going to get divvied up into 3 ways, okay? Those 3 ways. Number 1, help 10 other people the way I was helped. What does that mean? Come back to the podcast. I'll fill you in. Number 2, this is going to go towards throwing a huge, huge party that I just told you about. When is the party going to be? Tune into the podcast for more details. And number 3 is going to be to get you guys out here busy living with us. So what that means is, as we start to generate revenues, there will be on the weekly podcast, one of the episodes per month, we will let you know what amount of resources we've been able to gather. And then we are going to pull raffles out of a hat and bring some of you guys on the vacations with us. What does that mean? That means we're going to teach you how to get busy living. And there's not always going to be advanced notice. So you might, say Sarah Smith, is the winner in May. And so the winner in May is going to go to our destination in July. That means Sarah has all of May and June to figure out a way so she can get off work so she can come to that destination with us. So there's a reason that we're doing it that way, because, getting busy living means being light on your feet. Life happens. And you got to be able to handle it and not get knocked off course and still be able to serve yourself so that you can be a servant to others. Okay. So really this entire concept is really born out of the generosity that took place when I got injured. So I know that it seems like this injury should be, an unfortunate thing, but to be honest with you, I've seen so much love and support from you guys since the injury that every day I'm starting to count it more and more as a blessing. And so, with this weekly podcast, that will be an opportunity for us to take inventory, if you will, of who's participating as far as the contingency, you, the audience, who is, answering the surveys. We're going to be surveying you guys about, your destination choices. And we're also going to give you an opportunity to nominate people that you feel could benefit from what we're doing as the Help Suite Walking organization. So we're going to have a way for you to nominate people that could be beneficiaries of our nonprofit. And then we're going to give you opportunities to participate in surveys to help choose where the destinations are, and then depending on how much revenues we generate is going to determine how many people we're going to be able to bring with us. I would love to be able to bring everybody with us every week. And we're just this one big, traveling, get busy living project, but it doesn't work that way. The truth is that aside from my school and aside from the other things I do to try to put this together for you, there's a lot of work that goes into this. And there's a lot of people that I consult with on a regular basis to help me do this. So all of those people are a part of the project. The monies that are coming in, we're going to try to keep it very efficient and very streamlined so that we can make the most of them and keep the expenses down. But it is a process. It does cost money. It takes money to make money. So the goal is to grow the audience. The larger the audience, the more advertising revenues that we can get. That means you don't have to donate. You just got to show up. You just got to come to the podcast every Thursday, starting September 8th at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And that'll give you an opportunity to tune in and see what we got going on. So not only are you going to be able to answer surveys to participate in nominating potential patients and beneficiaries of the nonprofit, but also put your vote into where we're going to be traveling next. And then also, what was just in my head? I just had it. Come on, come back to me. I know I'm live. What was the third thing that I was just about to tell you about? Oh, guests. We are going to be having regular guests on our show. And the guests that we have already lined up are very relevant to my story. Because in the beginning, aside from the traveling that we're going to be doing, which, by the way, I want you guys to keep coming back, because every other day for the next couple of days, I'm going to let you know where we're going in September. And I got a doozy for you in September. I realize that it's going to be short notice. So whether or not any of you guys are able to pull it off and come out and get busy living with us is going to depend on how important it is to you. I hope that you view what I'm going to tell you as our plan for September as worth the trip. I know I already just got the phone with somebody else yesterday that I had to break the secret to, and she's already fired up and on her way. So I'm pretty excited about it. So not only are you going to be able to participate by participate by helping choose destinations, but you can also volunteer to be a guest on the show. And then as the podcast kicks off, not only are we going to have a featured guest, but also we're obviously going to be interacting with you in the live chat. So all those things are going to be opportunities for you guys as the Help Suite Walking audience, who I am dedicating all this work towards, to tune in and have a chance to vibe with me. I know that a lot of the people that donated are people that I've already hugged their heads off many, many times. But then I know there's a lot of people on that Help Suite Walking audience that I've never met. And so I want you guys to chime in. I want to meet you. I'm telling you, it is my goal. It is my mission. It is my purpose to hand deliver a hug to every single one of you that has helped me get to this point. So every other night for the next couple of nights, I'm not going to do this forever, just for a couple more nights, just until we feel like we've got a good idea of how the stuff, all the behind the scenes stuff goes. And just be prepared to come back in a couple of nights, tell you a little bit more about what our destination is going to be. But by all means, please start preparing yourself to tune in on the Thursday each week at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. I'm going to have to learn to, that's going to have to become second nature for me to remember that time. But I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again. I really appreciate you guys. I noticed that I've got a couple of viewers, and I hope that as time goes on, you guys understand that by viewing, then that is going to increase our revenues. And by increasing our revenues, that's going to increase the odds that you're going to be able to come on a vacation with us. So that's the whole point, is I want to be able to get busy living with you guys this time. So by all means, come back. And in the meantime, if you don't mind, please let me know down here how I'm doing. If you guys have any comments or concerns about this project. Also, if you don't mind, go back and look at the other live broadcasts that I've done over the course of the past couple of weeks. There's other information in there that I've let go, and comment there so that I know that you guys are in tune with what I'm doing, and I'm not going too far off base, because I definitely want to make this for you. So your opinions matter. Okay. I could not stress that enough. So by all means, please chime in, tune in 2 days. I love you guys. As I go out, I'm just going to tune this Strange Tang jam back in, because I can't tell you guys how much I love this jam. It really speaks to me. I love those guys, but their music is another level. So give it up to Strange Tang. That's Marcus Leslie and Kevin Christopher Price and Elevated Underground. I work for this. Love this.
Hibachi write songs, got working
Okay,
hard.
love you guys.
to
Over
live
and
long
out.
day.
Check out P.
Low wage and
Tell
no
him P.
raise. Ain't got no benefits, no insurance, no 401k. I'm talking about regular people, never an extra dime for which to save for rainy days. So many of those, Obama gon' make a change. At least I hope so. But he can't change us, only we can change we. Only you can